We have now heard for the first time from the U.S. president his initial remarks on the 2024 presidential election, calling Kamala Harris' defeat by Donald Trump in 2024 a setback. According to him, setbacks are unavoidable, but giving up is unforgivable. He says a defeat doesn't mean we are defeated. Joining me now is Carolyn, Presutti, senior correspondent with Voice of America. It is certain, in addition to what Kamala Harris has said, that this administration is open to a peaceful transition to the new government. But considering the kind of enmity that we've experienced prior to this election, do you think this is some kind of a very unlikely experience or pictures that we're going to be seeing in the coming days?
We are being guaranteed a peaceful transition of power from both sides. President-elect Trump has said that he has accepted President Biden's offer to go to the White House to ensure that peaceful transition and to meet with officials to guarantee that the transition will go smoothly and will go as planned. Then today, as you mentioned, President Biden, speaking from the Rose Garden just about an hour ago, he spoke for 6 minutes and some very interesting comments from him, including the fact that his staff and cabinet members gave him a standing ovation with sustained applause and cheers at the very top of his statement. He said, "You can't love your country only when you win. You can't love your neighbor only when you agree." Meaning, we are trying to get unified. We are trying to bury those divides that happened within people, within our country, with this election. We also heard President-elect Donald Trump talk about unity in his victory speech at the convention center here in West Palm Beach. He said, we need to forget what has happened in the last 4 years that has divided us, and let's work toward unity. We're hearing that from both sides now. So as Americans, everyone agrees that this is what we should move forward to. Now, I can tell you, though, there have been protests in several cities in the United States against the President-elect Trump. So with Biden coming out today, those should be diminished with both sides agreeing to work together.
Well, the Democrats have also reminded us of that President Trump tried stalling the transition process when he lost the first time, and that this is perhaps an improvement on what transpired then. Quickly, if you can, what kind of relationship do you envisage between the U.S. and Africa under the Trump administration, recalling his shithole comment some years ago?
Let me go back just a second, though, to one thing that you said about that transition. I can tell you that the Trump organization right now, those who he wants in the cabinet are meeting. The transition team is meeting. They're gathering the cabinet members. They're gathering future members of his government right now. I can tell you also that the top agencies within the government have already been contacted by this transition team. So it's not like President-elect Trump is waiting until January 20th to get things started. President Biden today said, we have 74 more days of our administration, and that's all that's left with the Biden administration when the Trump team take over. But the Trump team isn't waiting for that. They are doing this. I can tell you, too, that Donald Trump Jr. said today, let me find his quote here, President Trump will be selecting personnel to serve our nation under his leadership and enact policies that make the life of Americans affordable, safe, and secure. And Donald Trump Jr. said, we are choosing people who would put America first. So they are choosing people who embrace their philosophy of America first. You know, Donald Trump has said he's going to impose tariffs on foreign countries. He's going to stop imports. And he wants to start us being more a manufacturing country, dating back to how many years ago when we really had a boisterous manufacturing industry. He wants to bring that back. So that sort of lets you know his foreign affairs philosophy. He's also going to pull us out of foreign wars. He doesn't want to give money to Ukraine anymore. He wants that to be a loan so that they have to pay it back.
Absolutely. Looks like a man who doesn't mince words. Interesting days ahead. Carolyn, Presutti, senior correspondent, VOA. Thank you for talking to us.
Sure. Glad to be with you.
Well, that's our program today, everyone. You can watch it again at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.